raiding headhunters. To you and I, old skulls like these are a gruesome sight. But to the Iban, they're a priceless legacy handed down from their ancestors. The Iban believe that the soul of a person lives in their skull. When a warrior took a head, he captured not only the soul, but he added the victim's status and strength to his own. And unless they're kept warm on cold nights, the teeth in the skulls start to chatter and keep everyone awake.
This is spooky enough to start me looking over my shoulder for spirits, which begs the question, does this spirit world play a role in the Iban tattoo tradition? There's no way we're leaving the scrong until we find out.
The sight of Tom with his full bodysuit of tattoos puts everyone in the longhouse at ease.
Oh, but that's got to go over here.
Naga.
Oh, that's dragon, is it? Yeah, I got one of those too here.
Yeah.
Little dragon in here.
Oh.
That's a naga there.
In English or in Iban, a dragon inked into the human body is enough to intimidate any evil spirit.
Tattoos back there?
The tattooed images are a language unto themselves.
Your old back tattoo's solid. It's a lot of packing. I can't imagine how long that took. This took me about 20 years to do all my bodysuit.
Yeah.
It's a Japanese style, called a kimono.
Dated by the spirits.
Okay.
Tom's especially curious about who, or what, decides where the tattoo goes on the body.
I know it's aesthetic to have it out here to show, but why do they do it up here?
This elder confirms that the placement of the tattoo comes in the form of messages from the spirit world.
Oh, so it's the spirits that are dictating where these tattoos go. Okay. It's just heartbreaking to see this disappearing. When I was up here in '96, visiting all these longhouses, there was maybe a dozen men left that still had these full bodysuits. I came back a couple years later, and there was just a handful. Now there's even fewer. It's just disappearing. Unfortunately, this medium of tattooing is a fleeting one. It's done on the body, so obviously when the guy dies, he loses the tattoos. And by keeping stencils like this, it sort of maintains that art, but also it allows each individual in the longhouse to have identical tattoos to all the other members in the longhouse.
As Eddie fires up his electric tattoo machine to ink a design on his cousin Dana, it's not exactly the revival of tattoo traditions we were hoping to see.
Whenever we come by to the longhouses, right, when these guys see us coming, they know we've brought our tattoo machines and stuff, so we've got a line even before we reach the door, man. So the interest of getting tattoos is there, but not the old style tattoos. They want American style tattoos, the MTV stuff. It will make me a lot more happier, right, to actually see them get a traditional Iban tattoo rather than something Western. As far as I'm concerned, we're carrying the pride of our people, because the very first thing that people look at are our tattoos, and the very first thing that they identify that we are Ibans are through our tattoos.
Unlike most of his generation, Eddie has a strong attachment to authentic tattoos. If anyone could start a revival of Iban tattooing along the scrong, he's the one. Unfortunately, most young Iban have forsaken tattoos of any kind. And this tattoo generation gap is just as obvious among the women of the longhouse. 50 years ago, this grandmother wouldn't have considered marrying a man without tattoos, but her granddaughter sees things quite differently. If her husband came home with a tattoo, she'd kick him out of bed.
After 3 days at Lelong, we're anxious to proceed upriver. We're hoping to find an old artist, someone who actually hand-tapped tattoos in the old days. But yesterday's downpour has turned the scrong into a raging torrent.
Dana!
We're told this river has always flooded and uprooted giant trees, but it's clear to us that the harvesting of some of this timber was no act of God. It turns out there's a bright side to our being stranded. A feast is taking place tomorrow, and we're invited to participate.
10 minutes ago, it's an entire beach here. Now it's gone. You're sparking, right?
Tom and I learn that we've been given the honor of attracting the attention of the gods by drawing blood. Each of us is expected to kill a pig.
No way I'm killing that pig tomorrow.
Someone has to do it. We're the guests of honor. Having grown up on a farm, I shouldn't have a problem with this. So why am I nervous? I'm trying to remind myself that it's all part of an age-old ceremony.
Headhunting hasn't been practiced along the Scrong for decades, but the Iban still pay homage to the skulls in their possession. In all their major ceremonies, the clanging of the gongs, the ankle bells, the dancing, it's all designed to attract the good spirits.
I'm afraid this is going to be bloody, but then that's the whole point. Flowing blood is the symbol of life, and it's supposed to please the spirits. Tom still won't kill a pig, and it isn't making my job any easier. But I can't back out. It would show a definite lack of respect for the Iban's way of life. As I understand it, this pig did not die in vain, but its screams still bother me more than I expected. The fighting cock is next to be sacrificed, all in aid of summoning the spirits. The chill running up my spine convinces me they're already present. The spirits have a taste for the same things that make an Iban happy: egg, rice, tobacco, and tuak, their potent rice wine. Once again, the honor's mine to present the offering to the skulls. We're hanging onto the gunnels with all our strength. Hitting a log could turn us broadside in a second. We wouldn't stand a chance in these rapids.
The tattoo hunters battle the rapids for 2 long hours, all the way to Emperon, and the longhouse of the former headman of the entire Scrong River Basin, Aki Busai. Aki fought in World War II with the British Army as an Iban ranger. Their regiment gained a reputation for being the best jungle trackers ever known. But Aki is most revered for being a direct descendant of a legendary Iban warrior.
For city kids like Eddie and Simon, their great uncle, Aki Busai, presents a wonderful opportunity to reconnect with the old way of life. And he's our best chance to plumb the deeper meanings of Iban tattoos.